Hey everyone, it's Crystal here. So, I'm here to bring you a series about my way in the kitchen and how I cook and support myself through my diet and what I pump out in the kitchen. And for me, I love cooking. Cooking is the greatest pleasures in my life. And I really value the fact that I have the capability of sourcing really good food. I know how to transform food and make it taste really good and also be really healthy. So, my kitchen is pumping out gourmet dishes Monday through Sunday. And it's never a dull moment in my kitchen, but I also try to keep it, fun and enjoyable and enlightening. And so, it's not just salads and a bunch of raw food and a couple pieces of this and that here and there. It's very intentional. I bring a lot of concepts to what I'm making, a lot of thought. So first of all, I'm just going to share with you how I work in the kitchen. I have pretty much any gadget you can think of under the sun. I need it. I'm doing so many different types of food, and I usually like to start off with selecting, what kind of cultural food am I going to create today? And I have a lot of cultural influences within. So I love, having an Italian night one night or Chinese another or Caribbean here or Middle Eastern or Greek, Mediterranean, South Asian, Mexican, South American. I can go on and on. I definitely also have some beautiful Canadian traditional food as well. So I mix it up. I keep it, constant, and it's just brings so much joy in life. Like I really do enjoy it because every day I'm looking forward to something new. But I also put a lot of thought behind how I cook and what I cook. So as I make my grocery list for the week, I make sure that all the ingredients that I do buy, if not most of them, can be used in the dishes that I'm creating. So that's very helpful in just planning out my grocery list so things don't go to waste and go bad because I'm doing a one time meal. So that's really important for how I create my scheduling essentially in the kitchen. So I start there and I plan out what I'm going to eat for the most part. I always ensure that I have a variety of foods, lots of different nutrients. I keep it really colorful, really interesting, lots of flavor, different types of flavor, and I try to bring in as many diverse ingredients as possible. And I am a little bit more of the extremist where I make my own pasta, I will make my own tortilla shells. I do all that stuff. I love it and I have to do it because I need to know what I'm putting in my food and I want to know what I'm putting in my food. And because this is so important to me, I will go the extra mile. And actually, it's not even that much more work after I start doing it. But, you know, it's daunting at the onset because there's so many things to do to create a meal. But I'm okay. I'm happy to do it because I know that the reward at the end is going to be so satisfying and so delectable. So I'm okay to do it. But I do go above and beyond the next mile to bring myself that level of pleasure and taste. And so when I'm buying all my ingredients, I plan out what I'm going to have. So, I will share an image of one of my latest meals that I've had, a Mediterranean, a Middle Eastern meal that I've made with beef kofta and a salad here. But that's one of my go tos. And sometimes I do the lamb kofta, but I try to use whatever I have to make most of the meals. So I buy my bulk ingredients and then, each day I kind of just plan out what I'm going to do. And I have all these gadgets and gizmos that really help me support me in what I'm doing. So, just to name a few, I have a Vitamix thanks to my lovely sister. I have the food processor attachment to it that I just got, which has been transforming my kitchen in time, giving me back time. And Luna enjoys it because she gains from it, making her little meatballs, her gourmet meatballs. And then I have an Instant Pot. So I don't think I could ever live without that. I did melt my other one, unfortunately, on the stove by accident, which I will never do again because I learned my lesson. But I did replace it with another Instant Pot because it is a vital machine, a vital component in my kitchen. And I use it, especially weeknight meals. Weekends, yes, I have a lot more time. I will indulge in the Julia Child recipe, the longevity of steps required to make that gourmet beef bourguignon. But, sometimes during the week, I need to pump out something good, but not in the same amount of time. So I do use the Instant Pot a lot. I love it. It is one of my best machines in the kitchen. And so, what else do I need to use? I usually have my pasta attachment on my KitchenAid mixer. So, thanks to my mom, I have my nice KitchenAid mixer that, gives me a lot of use making dough or, desserts, cookies, and the pasta attachment. That's my number one use for the KitchenAid, actually, is that attachment. I use it a lot. I can make all my kinds of pasta and I know what I'm putting in it. And I also then hang dry it. So, later down the week or next week, I have fresh homemade pasta I can eat. So I'm a little bit spoiled that way. I'm not gonna lie. That's truly something I enjoy doing. So the pasta is homemade, it's there and readily available. So when I'm working in the kitchen, I do create that diversity like I mentioned. So I look at all the vegetables that I'm having, plan them out. Have some salads one night, some cooked vegetables another night, maybe even incorporate some raw and cooked vegetables in one dish. So I try to, diversify it. Like one night I'll have steamed asparagus, and then another night I'll have an asparagus salad. So working through different types of food and how I prepare them allows me to have some diversity in the kitchen of what I'm going to be serving. So yes, food is very important to me. This is a huge topic for me. I really enjoy doing it. I've done a lot of research into different types of food, what's good for my body and brings me balance and brings me comfort as well as the nutrition that I need. Everybody, of course, is different, but for the most part, I know what I'm putting in my body, and that's what's important to me because I want to know what I'm eating. I want to know where I'm getting it from, where it's coming from, what season it's available in, and also how to prepare it in a diverse way so you're able to have different nutrients as well as different tastes for the same thing. So, given the fact that, of course, this is going to be one of my favorite series in terms of just because it's cooking and I love doing this, I will bring some value to the nutritional factor and how I do some of the dishes and just give you a good overall view of how to make weekdays, just as good as your weekend dinner. And, you know, it's funny because I used to really love eating out. And of course, the food scene here is intense. Like, it's really good. And that's one thing I do miss is, going out to the different types of restaurants and stuff and supporting them because, they do some really fantastic things out there. But my greatest pleasure is being able to do this for myself at home because I have the skills, the capability, and the motivation and the desire to really want to do it. And thanks to my mom for giving me this amazing knife. It's the only knife that I use. It actually is kind of in my angle of how I hold it in my right hand, so it's permanently like that. Anytime my husband or someone uses it, it's a little bit, I feel it's a little bit off after because, they kind of tampered with it, but I have a certain grip with it, and that's my knife. I've had that knife for 10 years now, never replacing it. Hopefully it just lasts and sticks with me. But I do have the appropriate machines in my kitchen, all the things I need, a good size cutting board, all that stuff. But then I've also just gained the knowledge about food. And I really love the fact that, you know, the information is out there, but just to learn about when certain foods grow at what types of year and eating with the season. I live in a four-season country where, winter, spring, summer, fall brings so many different things. And the way I eat during the winter is so different than the way I eat in the spring and summer and fall. So every season comes with a different way of eating, and I love that because then, yeah, maybe sometimes I'm making one hit wonders where I can never remake it again, but it's so exciting for me to be able to just work with whatever's available. And I do frequent the farmers markets. I love to support farmers and what they have to offer. I love to know where my food's coming from, what's being used on my food, who's growing it, who's behind the scenes. So for me, I love to know where my meat comes from, where my vegetables come from, where my eggs come from. That's really important to me because then at least I know I can trust what I'm putting in my body. I want to put the best quality qu- types of food in my body. And I want to also ensure that I'm being mindful when I'm eating them, knowing where they came from. And that's just important for me with my connection with food. I just feel like it's really important to know that for my own self, to have some gratitude to where it came from, and also to appreciate what I can have. And this also leads to, which I'll get into another video about my own home garden. Um, I love gardening. I like getting my hands right in the dirt and getting just dirty and getting all my food organized and getting my garden set and picking what I want to grow and having all my favorite things there. And, it just helps support what I'm doing in the kitchen, which is fantastic. So I will just leave, like I said, that one Middle Eastern dish that I did not too long ago. Just snap a photo there and leave, the recipe if you're interested. And I hope you do try it. Make my own tahini sauce, all that stuff. It's not hard. It's really fun to do. And with the right equipment, it's all doable. So, if that helps, I hope you're able to get some value out of that today. Having a great diet can really support you really well in moving through life, moving throughout your journey, and just bring some joy and deliciousness to bring that extra level of satisfaction to how you live life. So, I hope you're able to get some value out of that today. I'll see you soon.